Why hello there, fellow explorers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld. Episode 4, The Signal of the Abyss and Cybernetics. So, to get faster, Panther, the Phaeton needs to move faster, the Manicore, the Dram, the Mule, the Falcon. Got it. So Falcon. Augmented. Where is it? Oh, I'm not at a dock. Whatever, game. Really? This isn't a dock? It is a dock. Fine, I'll go to a dock. Like, I have to just click on the planet. Like, whatever. Alright. Drive field, done. Phaeton. Drive field, done. I think the mule needed it too. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to speed everything up so that we move like at max speed. Max speed will change as I gain exos and get faster and the like. So it's a moving target, so to speak. But we'll see what we can do. So now with I'm not done refitting. I just want to let you know. I'll know that. Now that I did that refit, everything moves at 10 or greater. Pierogi moves at 11. So the Manicore is moving a little faster, but I had to do the drive fields for 2. So basically everything we are at max speed now. So then I can mess with the rest of it. And the raffle just finished, so we have Balthazar. You're joining as a co-wolf. If I could type. And then I'll do the rest of the refits over at my weapon stash. But it's good to know that you're all like fast enough. So let's grab all the weapons. And the Falcon is going to be the Jacking Chan. I think that's the only 2 that I needed named. Yeah. There might be an easier way to do this, but this will work for now. So, Other Wolf, let's give you Pulse Laser, Ion Cannon, some PD if we have it. I have really crappy PD. Harpoon Finisher. I'll work with some thrusters. And you know, the other thing I could do is oh, you don't have any lasers. Remove some of the fuel and stuff from my own ship because I don't really need that. And ITU. To make my own ship, I don't need like a fuel and cargo, right? I mean, that's silly at this point. I'm sporting a pulse laser. I'll keep pulse lasers. That's fine. What do I want? I'll do ITU and maybe stabilized shields? Or extended shields? Because I'm bad at tanking. That's good enough. Okay, so we have 2 wolves in our little wolf pack, and it's growing. I have no idea why I left the lasher like this. So let's make it better. So it came with the rangefinder. We'll give it thrusters. And an ITU. And then the Falcon. So I'm stripping off the Falcon. It has 2 medium hard points. Oh god. It is the biggest ship in our fleet. So this is like maybe controversial, but I'm going to do 2 dual flaks so that when it gets harassed by small stuff, it just like absolutely blasts through the small stuff. And I'll like hook up a whole bunch of annoying beams to it. So basically, if it's small, it gets flak blasted, and if it's big, it gets lasered. Maybe it won't work, because I don't usually use these types, but yeah, we'll see. It could be worse. It is free. And then for symmetry's sake, ooh, I don't really like my missile choices, but we'll do 2 harpoons, and then the back, some sort of anti-PD. 2 LRPDs. They're pretty crummy, but it's better than nothing. Now, given that this has a bunch of lasers, we'll give this... So it needs the augmented field drive again, so it can, like, keep up with the rest of us. We'll do dedicated targeting core, so it has longer range. And then, what was the other one I wanted? I thought... Oh, the advanced optics. I can't afford that. So we won't. This is definitely one that could like be S-modded at some point. All right, I can't say that like I love how I designed it, but it will work for us. It will at least put in some work. So there's our new shiny fleet. Why are you two different, the drams? For the points. Whatever. Isn't an ITU better than a targeting core? So the targeting core is 3550, and the ITU is 40, unless you're the largest hull size. So I think not, right? Oh no, it'd be 35 because the Falcon is a cruiser, so it's related to cruisers. So let's read this more closely. So 35 for cruisers, yes. So because it's not a cap, yeah, okay. So we'll do the ITU because the ITU is going to be 40, so it's a little bit more range. You're right. Okay. Well, we're good there. And we'll put everything else away. Because I'm not hurting for money at the moment. You know, we have like 800k from all the like core turn-ins and the like. So might as well just hold on to all the guns so that we can outfit whenever we want, because I can't buy guns. So we just have to salvage them. We did lose a little bit of fuel capacity, but I think our range is still pretty good. It's not like we're super limited to where we can go. Pretty soon, I will be able to start to do probably more like galactic survey type stuff rather than being saddled to go to derelict. Because these, installing sensors on derelict ship missions probably won't net us any battleships or anything like that. So we're going to want to break away from these types of missions sooner than later, but I do want a capable fleet before we do that, because at the moment we're not going to be able to poke our heads into danger sectors with our current fleet, because our current fleet would get squashed. But I would like to start racking up combat to level up all of our people, because we have all my co-captains here are like max level, 5, 5, and 5, but I'm level 1, puny. And then some of the money that we have, we can invest in better bionic capacity. Okay, so this isn't our target destination, but I'm gonna search this first. So gateless, not a lot of colonizable planets. Really? The remote survey didn't hit this gas giant? That's like, we're next to it. Oh, whatever. I don't usually use remote survey because it's fussy like that. Are there any cool planet mods for low-grav planets? So the advantage of low-grav planet is its accessibility will be higher. So I only have that as a requirement for Homeworld for lore reasons, for roleplay reasons more than anything else. Just to make it a little bit harder to find that Goldilocks planet that we're seeking. It's not about trying to min-max or anything like that. Hey, ruins! With organs. Okay, we'll toss them out. Accelerated shields. It's funny if their scan would just be like, yeah, you threw organs out your airlock, and we're picking up on a radar. It's like, what? How strong is the radar? God damn. So pretty soon here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you guys to decide what sort of missions I should be prioritizing. Between derelict missions, which is probably going to help me grow our crew and fleet. Planet survey missions, which might help us find potential homeworlds, or like combat missions, which would be best for experience. Is this where we're supposed to be? Inactive gate at Sunda. Are we at Sunda? Are you Sun? No, we're not at Sunda. This isn't a binary. Thought it could have been. Sometimes you'll have two systems that are kind of in a binary configuration, but it wasn't this case. But given that it's around a gate, it will be really easy to find. Because gates, there's just one per sector, so it's not like a goose chase like last time. And I'm just throwing these planets on the prelim. For real? Why are you scanning the wrong things? Remote survey is really messing with me right now. Well, the good news is we know there's a gate somewhere around here. Makes getting home easier. Uh-oh. Terrain eccentric world. Not super sexy, but not bad. I don't want a mud skipper. And we did level up. So let's take a look. The master skills, where you have to invest 2, would be missile spec or system expertise. And until then, we could go with combat endurance, which is peak operation time and maximum combat readiness, and degrade after peak. And the second in command mods like change some of these a little bit. Impact mitigation, which would be pretty good if I captain something bigger, because it also has that maneuverability bonus. Damage control for halt and crew loss, and faster repair while under fire. Field modulation, which I tend to like, to help to keep the shields up. Target analysis for just more damage if we want to be a damage boat. Damage to fighters and missiles if we're fighting swarmy enemies. Energy mastery if we're trying to do energy weapons. Ballistic mastery if we do ballistic weapons. Gunnery implants for auto-firing weapons and ballistic and energy weapon range, which maybe is what I pick, just so that we outrange the enemies a little bit better. Ordnance expertise if we have a lot of weapons on a single ship. And then polarized armor for us to reduce the incoming damage a bit and dissipate faster. I'm going to do gunnery implants. Oh, no, I don't have skill points. Wait, what? I thought I didn't level up? Oh, every second level. Sorry, I'm illiterate. Jumping the gun here. So we know the thing we're trying to find is around this inactive gate. So we'll just make our way there by poking around all the... Oh! Yes! That is what we want to find! So now we know where the Bionic Research Station is. The Bionic Research Station indicates the station to be an abandoned domain-era research station, built either to study some interesting local phenomenon or to study that which is best kept far, far away from inhabited worlds. This illusion is shattered as your fleet moves into the visual range. Though undeniably domain and construction, two enormous modules slowly rotate about a superstructure populated by a vast network of gantries ending in what appears to be an oversized clamps. This allows you to improve your bionics, which we haven't been doing a lot of yet. Your fleet approaches as the Bionic Research Station left from the initial domain exploration of the sector. Cursory scans indicate this station to be an abandoned domain-era research station. Explore. So, we obviously cannot take out the current automated defenses. They would rip us apart. They've got a brilliant a bunch of fulgence. So, definitely coming back here in the future to clear this out, to take advantage of this. But it's really helpful to find this. This relates to the one of the mods I have installed for the series, which is the Bionic Alterations mod, which adds in all the bionics. And this thing allows you to make, well, you'll see, but basically, if you want to advance your bionics to the point where you're more cyborg than human, there's only one of those in the entire galaxy, and we just happen to find it, which is awesome. Where are y'all? What y'all doing? Oh, hello. Combat drone and bionics. This planet's called y'all. Find that funny. Transphotonics versus heavy machinery. Actually, transphotonics are worth more, so I'll take them over. Streamer luck? Yeah, maybe. It's pretty lucky I found it. I'm going to survey here for the ruins. We've got hedge ships and hydro, which we already know. Oh, crap. Oh, no, 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 no. We're barely faster with E-burn. Those scavengers were like, hey, we're not pirates, but we're hungry. God damn it. Freaking independent scavengers. No better than pirates. Alright, here's the Vanguard that we were paid to go find, which was full of black market organs. Cool, cool, cool. Yep, totally not a setup, guys. We're totally not being framed. Medusa. I'm gonna fill up beyond our capacity. I don't care for hounds. I'm gonna leave it. Salvage it. Didn't get the champion. Oh, even more organs. Yep. Bye-bye. Come on, Aurora. Nope. No Aurora. That's too bad. And the potential for buffalo, I will take it because buffaloes will, oh no, this is a pirate buffalo. Never mind. I was going to say buffaloes normally, when they aren't pirate spec'd, can carry stuff. I'll take it anyway, but it's not what I was hoping to find. Alright, we are fat with loot, so let's get back to, Corvus. And pick up some more, well, I'll have you decide. So this will be the first poll of this series. So what sort of tasks to undertake? Derelict ships to expand fleet. Surveys to expand galactic knowledge. Or bounties for XP. Keep in mind, like, it might be tough to find bounties that are appropriate for our, like, fleet size, because we do not have a lot of fight capacity yet. Oh, no, transponder was on. It was on. Ugh. I hate you, Hedge. It wasn't on. I was lying, but, you know. Alright. There's a message for us. Man appears, resolution is poor, audio is patchy. It appears that he didn't pay the premium grade transmission and caching. Ahem? Yes, hello? I assume that icon means it's recording. He clears his throat, turning to fully face the imager. He's Alec, he works in the Academy. You may have heard my seminal work, a new survey of the planetology of the fringe of the Persean sector. God, what a nerd. Which archived a new standard for the field. God, what a big nerd. If I may say so. No, you may not. Despite tepid reactions from certain of my narrow-minded colleagues. Now, as I was saying, it is my desire that this missive finds you receptive. Rex, I strongly emphasize to me that a patron of the sciences who have seen fit to fund my work, that you are the perfect facilitator for the solution of an old mystery I found in the archives. Is that a cost per second? Stars above. Yes, you're gonna have to pay for this, Alec. He clears his throat again and speaks quickly. In summary, my patron offers a vast fortune in credits for services which I shall be pleased to enumerate in detail upon your visit to my offices at the Academy, which may be found in the orbit of P. Great. Well, I'll find you in Piss. And this is the Abyssal Space Oddity mission. For reference, this is something that was added in the latest version of Starsector. So this version, 0.98a, or the release candidate, the biggest feature of this version, I would say, would be the Abyssal Space Oddity stuff. Just an FYI, as an aside. Alright, selling. Data. I'm gonna sell some of this, because, like, I don't need this much. It's, like, too much. Even if we're trying to, like, keep some for future, it's, like, a ridiculous amount of goobly garbage. Okay, that'll work. Okay, this is a support destroyer, but, like, how fast does it move? Also, I don't have it raffled off. Got it. So with no extra engines, it is too slow. Got it. And I'm not going to refit it just yet. So to bring it up to speed, I just have to militarize it. It's fine. All right, let's go pick up all our weapons and then refit it. And I'll need to hire some crew because I don't have enough. So hardpoint missiles. I actually like the fact that you're at a Pylon, so we'll have you be a long-range support craft. So I'm going to prioritize putting, like, long-range weapons on you. Like a whole bunch of salamanders just to be annoying. Just salamander the bejesus at everything. It's so annoying. I hate when enemy ships are built like that. It is awful. So I'm building it to be awful. Because, like, this thing can't take hits. It has, like, civilian hull and compromise armor. So I really shouldn't be fighting anyway. So this is the Rex Unnamed. And we'll give you... expanded missile racks? And ITU? Good enough. All right. Well, we're definitely building up our colony items as well, which is good. I'm going to completely fill up our crew so that we can salvage whatever we want. Speaking of salvage, scrap time. Free supplies, free fuel, free guns. Ooh, champion. There might be some better guns in this mix, but, like, I don't care. I like our little goofy missile boat that I already just built. It's good enough. All right, we are all fueled up, all crewed up, all supplied up. We are good to go. We've got our full crew. One thing that we could consider is the potential to refit and restore. Restorations are kind of expensive. Right now, I want to check in with the Academy because there's another alternative reason for me to head to the Academy. But then afterwards, do whatever you're voting on priority-wise. Flora's Lava, thank you for the resub. And GK too. I think I missed that. So as far as the Academy goes, it is up top. Okay, it's right here. And we should activate the gate here. So, we are going to survey. Got it. So I'm not going to read through this because I've done this so many times. But I'm going to hand over the data core. And then I'm going to talk to Elk. Because that's the only, like, main mission I haven't done yet so far. So maybe I should read this stuff as a result. Okay, a man in robes is buried in a hollow display. Several moons appear in orbit his head. To appear to orbit his head. Sorry, I can't even read. What? Have I told you hooligans about office hours? He shouts. They don't start until he finally looks and realizes you aren't one of his students. Ah! He adopts a look of stern prognostication, cradling his hands together as glowing orbs circle above. I suppose greetings are in order. I'm Alec, Senior Vice Chair of the Planetology Department of the Academy. And you are? I'm Rex. We've spoken before. I returned your data core. He stares at you, the spark of recognition failing to ignite. I'm afraid I don't recall, he says. What, may I ask, is the purpose of your visit? You sent a message about doing a job? Now then, yes. Oh yes, of course. You should have simply said so. He rushes out of his hollow display to pick up a datapad, then places himself behind a large desk, waving you towards a chair. Unfortunately, it is occupied by a battered data core, the sort used in long-range probes. Now then, he taps his datapad, failing to notice your obstacle. The mystery concerns a very old dataset, which has been in the Academy's archives for somewhat more than 200 cycles. I stumbled upon it in the course of my studies. Well, in fact, I was discussing the old archives with a friend, a wealthy patron of the sciences. A comment they made reminded me of his existence. Remain standing. As it happens, the dataset is a recording of telemetry from the domain era sensor array out on what we call the fringe. It was somewhat more civilized back when the data was captured, though not perhaps by much. He chuckles softly at his wit. As for the dataset, we only really have a complete source header. Our copy is mostly corrupted due to anomalous degradation during hyperwave transmission, and then over 200 cycles of low priority storage. He shakes his head with deep disappointment at the mistakes made by someone else. This chair has a data core in it. He snaps out of his reverie to look at the chair. So it does, he says. Please don't touch it. I like how he told us to sit on it. Brilliant, man. This is the difference of intelligence and wisdom, obviously. Or, any sort of EQ. In any event, Alec cradles his hands, looking into an imagined middle distance. This patron and friend offered to fund the project to recover an intact copy of the data. From the source, he smiles, quite pleased at himself. An expedition shall be made to the original sensor array. Your name came up, Captain. Why? Who am I, right? Find the sensor array. I'm probably just expendable, Find the sensor array, extract the data. Sounds simple. When put like that, yes, he stands placing his hands together behind his back and begins pacing. I shall provide you with a scientific hardware package my students have prepared. It is far from simple, I assure you of that. Have your technicians attach it to the sensor array and carry out the necessary operations. That's not all, however. He paused to look at you with a sly smile. Oh? I propose that you acquire the data and my algorithm extracts the target coordinates, and then you travel to the indicated location, which lies at the heart of all this effort. Explore what is to be explored. Find what is to be found. You will bring back no mere long-range scan, but a thorough investigation. Yeah, are you paying for this, though? Mr. I can't afford the, transmission rates of a... whatever. Think of the science. Think of the glory. And, he winks, you must be thinking of that vast fortune. I do believe that's what director, my friend, yeah, you kind of gave it away, pal, will be more than delighted by this accomplishment. And why is the data so important? What did this sensor array find? An excellent question. Alec taps at his datapad and turns towards his holodisplay. The spinning moons have disappeared to be replaced by a map of the Persean sector. A broad swath of stars, the core worlds are highlighted, the fringe stars are somewhat dimmed. Here you can see, or do not see, for it is in the crudest sense of a sort of absence, the Orion Persean abyss. It is far from nothingness, however, and it is not nothingness, which we are concerned. So there's something in the abyss? Correct, dear Captain. Alex sounds pleased that you have followed the trajectory of his lesson. There are indeed planets to be found there, cold, dark, and alone, bereft of their parent stars, flung into sparse wastes between the arms of our galaxy. I theorize that one of these planets that our sensor array was targeting. His tone grows less heated, or rather, an unknown energetic event involving or concerning one such planet. We are not certain exactly which, however, which is the exceedingly difficult and expensive to perform any kind of broad analysis of these wayward children from afar. And it is our, sadly, our reduced means compared to the grand days of the old domain. Alas, alack. In your message, you messaged a reward. Words vast fortune were used. Indeed. He looks brightly at you. Though I am certain mere credits shall pale in comparison to the illumination of the unknown. Knowledge, after all, is the greatest treasure. Alec waves his hand. Don't misunderstand me. I may be a man whose domain is of the mind, but I appreciate that those, as such as yourself, have baser concerns. Yes, okay. So condescending. Trust that you will be rewarded. Okay, sure. Who is this friend of yours? He frowns carefully, maintaining a thoughtful expression. They have asked me not to reveal their identity. Well, it's too late for that, bud. I believe, if anything, the humility that they show in not taking public credit for their contributions to this great academy, and my department in particular, are a sign of dedication to pure scientific advancement. Truly, it is a noble undertaking. Yes, more nobly by far is your willingness to take up this cause. You are too kind, he smiles, pleased with himself. Oh my god. I believe that that my patron expressed a similar statement. He looks up and away. Not that I have had to make sacrifices, great sacrifices indeed. It is lonely calling at times, but I hearten myself with the knowledge that I am enriching the yada yada yada. Okay, I accept. Excellent. I'll have the hardware package transfer to your fleet immediately. He taps the datapad, connecting comms and reels off some imperious orders to some poor students, support staff rather. Off you go. Okay, I'm sure we'll manage. So, a little side note here to put things in context, and I guess to some degree it's going to be a bit of a spoiler, so I'm going to be blue for the duration. The abyssal. So I've been to the abyss before in past series. The abyss is basically down here. It's the southwest coordinate near Limbo. And the long and short of it is, before this current update, what you could find down there, for the most part, was a gate hauler, which allows you to build a gate on any world that you want, which is particularly useful if you have like a colony that you really want to colonize, but it doesn't have a gate there. You can fuel up the gate hauler and send the gate hauler over to the world or the solar system that you want to colonize, and then you can build a gate there as well in one of the stable points. So that's historically what the Abyss served. And my intention for doing the Abyss missions, and I guess I'm not exactly spoiling at this point, my intentions of going to the Abyss is once I have need of that thing that you can find in the Abyss, I'll do both. Because the Abyss is kind of annoying to go to because you can't see anything and you don't move very fast. So I don't really intend to go down there until we're very well equipped to deal with what is down there, which means like support ships for like a lot of fuel, a lot of cargo, and all that jazz. But in terms of the main missions that I'm going to do in this run, it's just going to be those. It's just going to be the stuff we find in the Abyss. All the other like main missions that you can do through the academy and all that, I've done. Beleaguered. You know, same with those side missions of like for the other factions. I've done all of them at this point for the most part. The Syndrian missions, the Tritech missions, etc., etc. So I'm only going to focus on what is new and what is needed for colonization. I guess that would be my greater point. So at this point, we have activated the gate. We have accepted the Space Oddity quest and returned the core. And you guys want me to survey planets for cache and data. So the plan is to take up survey missions that are being offered, and if they are having us survey planets that have high potentiality to be good colony candidates, all the better. At the moment, it's 2 ships, 2 probes, and a survey ship, so not super useful. So I'm just going to fly around until... there's actually one other thing I wanted to do with the Academy before I leave. Before I forget. Is talk about the BRM. Alright, a BRM license is an artificial limit on how many bionics you can install. Set in place by domain-era megacorps and maintained by the most surgical software and on most surgical software and hardware. The records are tied to a person's genetics and cannot be traded around like usual blueprint licenses. The common known way to upgrade one's limit is to spend credits through the BRM to presumably a dormant account. So let's upgrade our license for me to tier 2, tier 3, and then tier 4. I'll even do tier 5. So, what this just did, if you're wondering, is it raised my cybernetics capacity. So it used to be 6, and now it's 36. So let's go ahead and reassess the Bionics that I have installed, because I can accommodate much stronger ones. Although, with that said, I do not necessarily want to lose my humanity. What I do want is a fast ship. Now, of course, like, the current ship I'm piloting kind of sucks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Guardian Communications Array. And what this does is it increases my max speed by 15%, turn rate by 30%, but shield efficiency down by 10. And then... Ooh, let's see. I'm not sure what else. Shield efficiency up, but maintenance by 30. Let's do that too. So we counter the shield efficiency. I want to keep my humanity above 75% so that we're stable. But what I could do is, just so that you know what I'm referencing, if we go below 75% humanity, we become unstable and ship maintenance increases and we're mentally unstable as a result, so that there's like an upkeep cost. And I will, at some point, maybe go below the 75% mark, but for now, I'm going to stay above it. I also want to avoid installing anything that has an effect on uninstalling this Bionic, because I don't want there to be like a buyer's remorse, let's call it. So we have to be a little careful about what we install at this point. Let's do combat readiness degradation, slow. What can we put in the torso? Peak performance 10%. And that is humanity 77. So as you can see, we're using a lot more of our BRM, and we have a lot more, we have a lot of buffs to our own ship. So the intention here is to have high-level captains that have a lot of high-level bionics to make the ships that they captain even more dangerous and even more effective, allowing us to have more bang for a buck for the few ships that we have for our like scrap fleet. But there you go. That is one of the ways to mess with your BRM, and the other way is to go to the system that we found out here in Sunda, to the Bionic's research station, which we really should not forget about. Which means I'm going to mark it down as important. Cool. So now it should be, you know, in our intel, we have it like marked down as you know, forever or whatever. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow pilots.